you so much for going down memory lane with me. Let me take you back and tell you a story about the Massillon Boys and Girls Club. Massillon Boys and Girls Club was located on Walnut Road, southwest, and there was another road that ran parallel or up and down from it there that the street was exactly on. But it was around Walnut Road. You go down Walnut Road, and the boys club was set over on your right-hand side as you was coming down Walnut Road. Anyway, nonetheless, the other street I'm not quite sure, but that really doesn't matter. Anyway, the Massillon Boys and Girls Club. Before my mom and I had merged on into where we were, and moved from place to place throughout my younger days, so to speak. We lived with my Papolo, my grandma Idabel, there on the house at 8th Street there, 910 8th Street there in Massillon. Like I said, previous vids, the house, the burnt down and whatnot, and there's another house that was replaced, but memories still linger, still are there. Of times, the house on 8th Street, 910 8th Street, Grandma Laurel and Papa Idabel's old home. My cousin Sean and my Aunt Patty, his mother, had lived there with Papa Laurel and Grandma Idabel as well. But anyway, I had gotten a membership at the Massillon Boys Club, and I went down to the Massillon Boys Club there maybe a couple nights a week after school. There at Emerson Elementary, and I went for a couple nights after school, and I went down, and I don't know, I'd get like maybe a couple, $2, $3, maybe $5. Go down there, maybe get a pop, get some chips, and we shoot some baskets, shoot some baskets around in basketball, and maybe shoot a little pool, which I'm not good at pool. But I'd go, do that. You watch movies down there. At one point, we would watch. My cousin Sean had gotten a membership as well in the later years of his or the early years of his life too. A few years after I did. But anyway, nonetheless, him and I went down there too as well, and we watched a little bit of movies and stuff down there, and we watched one of the WrestleManias down there. World Wrestling Entertainment, or WWF back then. It was the WrestleMania is the one with Hulk Hogan facing Sergeant Slaughter, the whole Gulf War. I believe that was WrestleMania 7, I would think. Anyway, nonetheless, we watched all that, and we done all that, and watched all the WrestleMania stuff. And the director at the time, he's probably no longer the director, and the guy's probably still probably maybe not even alive, was Joe Hubbard. Joe Hubbard, he didn't like Sean. Sean had an attitude problem. He didn't like Sean at all, did Joe Hubbard. But backing up just a little bit, when I was talking about me going down there for the first time stuff, Donnie Blake, I went to school with Donnie Blake there at Emerson Elementary, and Donnie Blake would always try to con me out of a dime or quarter or dollar or whatever, saying that his cousin, Jesse Butler, had a busted open lip, and he had to call so somebody could come pick him up so we could go to the hospital. And I'm like, Donnie, I just got a little bit of money. I'm not going to. Come on, Rod, you don't want my cousin to die. My cousin's going to die with a busted lip. Of course, he tells that to me, being as, as sympathetic as I am. I'm like, okay, yeah, here. So I gave him money. Every time I do it, I always give Donnie Blake money. So, it's like, okay, here, because I'm like, I don't want him to beat me up. Donnie Blake, I don't want him to beat me up. Donnie was a big, African American man. Donnie was a big boy, and he was bigger and taller than me, and I didn't want him to beat me up. I don't want him to beat me up. So so I just so they don't want my cousin to die. So I gave him to his cousin Jesse Butler to go ahead and get what he needed to call home or whatever it had to be. But anyway, my cousin Sean was definitely a pool shark, so to speak, a big pool shark, and he loved to shoot pool. And I've said it countless times about him and Johnny Norris down in Atlanta at one point about the pool things. Gammon Gary Ganiva and Sean the Bully, two forces collide, or whatever it is. They're in the Memory Lane Archives, something like that. Go in and check that out. You'll know a little bit more about Sean and his whole obsession with pools, so to speak. My cousin Sean, though, as young as he was, probably about 7, 8 years old at the time, maybe 9 roughly, was a big gambler. That's why he got the nickname Gambling Gary Ganiva, because not only was he scratching off lottery tickets at his age and throughout his age, he still does that to this day, man. But Sean was always betting people, and Sean had got kicked out of the boys' club. They took his card away from him, which was just like little plastic. It was like, I don't know, like a hard plastic card or whatever. Just a waste, if you ask me. But anyway, he needed a boys' club card, and Sean had gotten his card taken away from him, and he got kicked out of the boys' club for, I don't know if it was permanently or if it was just a month or whatever it was or something, but he got kicked out of the boys' club for betting with people in the pool. You know, Sean would just completely mop up the table with him, because Sean is a good, if not, I should say, excellent player at pool. And Sean just, he would bet people. They'd bet, he'd bet like $5 a game or whatever it was, so that he could get money. And Sean would just wipe these kids up. Each kid's like, kids, and these kids had no knowledge or nothing of pool. They just played it, just to, I guess, to pass the time while they were there or whatever. But Sean got money out of these kids, and I guess somebody went up and ratted him out, and they ended up taking Sean's card from him and told him that he was not allowed back in the club. And like I said, I don't know if that was a permanent thing or if it was just there. And Joe Hubbard had told Sean that about him, and he didn't like Sean at all, like I said. But now it's the Boys and Girls Club. It was a good place to go, kind of hang out a little bit, and watch a few movies, drink some pop, and everything like that. And it was always good to shoot some pool around, maybe watch some movies or baskets or whatever it was. But my cousin Sean took it a step further and done a little betting, a little bit of money for him and his Gambling Gary Ganiva, and his living up to his name, his nickname, and his addiction in the earlier stages of Gambling Gary Ganiva, so to speak. But like I said, I'm the Boys and Girls Club. For me, when Donnie Blake, my cousin Jesse Butler's got split open lip, he's bleeding, I don't want my cousin to die. So, like I said, I had to give it to him. But that's just a little brief on the Boys and Girls Club. Like I said, Joe Hubbard, the director there, he's probably dead by now, because he retired from the club back in the late 90s, I believe it was, earlier late 90s, due to some kind of illness or something he had or another. But he couldn't stand my cousin Sean at all. And it was just good to go out in the Massive Boys and Girls Club or Boys Club as it was back then. It didn't become the Boys and the Girls Club till I think the late 90s. But anyway, nonetheless, that's just some good times down at the Massive Boys and Girls Club. My cousin Sean betting pool. The early stages of the Gambling Gary Ganiva, his nickname Gambling Gary Ganiva, and you can understand why when he done a little gambling. And for me, Donnie Blake, I don't want my cousin to die. So I had to give him money because I didn't want him to beat me up. Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. I'll catch you next time.